I believe that over the years, to have seen a lot of patients and progressing, the ones who are faring the best are people who remain engaged, who remain active, fit, well-nourished, exercise, and one of the main, but maybe naive conclusion of mine is the fact that because of the slowness that it's part of the manifestation of Parkinson's disease, as well as the tendency to, with time, to look at things maybe on a bleaker color, you have the tendency to slow down, to shut yourself off. And that becomes an enemy. Because less you do, intellectually and physically, and less you're going to do going forward. And typically, I have seen, I don't have statistics on that, but I have seen that those are the individuals who indeed have a progression in terms of quality of life that decline the most. People who are fighting, like we have heard here at the meeting already, people who are remaining engaged in their family, emotionally, physically, are by far probably the best recommendation that I can propose to any patient that will come to see me. So to me, the complexity of Parkinson's disease is really that the treatment may be divided in different aspects. One, it's of course slowing down or stopping the progress, as your question asks, but that it's a cellular biological question. You can also mitigate the impact of the progression by improving the symptoms, the manifestation of the disease, regardless of whether the cells are continuing to be sick or not. And that's certainly, I think that there are progress that are made, and I think that, again, I'm sorry to repeat myself, but for example, in my lifetime, DBS or deep brain stimulation has been a revelation for many of our patients. Now, of course, with the benefit of DBS, what we have begun to be more sensitive to and aware of is the importance of non-motor manifestation of Parkinson's disease. Tomorrow you will have a full session on that. I think that more research needs to go on to understand better the neurobiology of non-motor manifestation of Parkinson's disease so that we can have rational approach to therapy. That's on that front. Symptomatic we discuss, and then it's the well-being of the patient. Don't forget that there is, and I'm sure that you know, there is a very big, what I call placebo effect in the treatment of Parkinson's disease, in the sense that if you are convinced that things are going to get better, that things are working for you, you're going to have a positive effect rather than thinking that basically nothing works and approach things in a negative light. So the placebo effect, I think, is very important. The well-being, it's very important in the overall equation. So to repeat what we said, sport, relaxations, intellectual stimulation, enrichment, meaning interacting and remaining culturally and intellectually avid, curious, and engaging. I think it's critical, and that's often what I think that people tend to not do enough, not you, but many of my patients, where they rely completely on medicine. And yes, it's important, but this is only one element of the equation. And so I think that everything else, which is what I call the life hygiene, it's important. The food that you eat well, if you can, play or do some sport, walk, swim, go to theater. I think that the best way for a person with Parkinson's disease to remain positive, upbeat, it's to engage themselves also in supporting research. Because I think that if we can have the community on our side and really feel that we work together to beat the disease, I think that would be fantastic. I think that that's good for the patients, and that of course is very good for us in the lab to feel that we're working for a reason and with a faith about the reason.